All right, guys, down and dirty. A few people have asked me in my personal life about the supplements that I'm running. Now, these are not specific supplements because I'm trying retatrutide, all right? These are what I take when I want to be in shape and be in my mid-40s. I've tried every supplement, all right? I'm old. I'm pushing 46 years old. I literally lived through the 90s. I went through the andro days of trying that crap. Didn't really do anything. Creatine when that was new and your mom thought it was steroids. Like, I've been through the gamut, hands-on, tried pretty much everything. NO2, like nitric oxide subs, like pre-workouts. Down and dirty, this is what works. And yeah, I would say creatine is missing from here. I just ran out, so I do take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate a day, and I usually put it in like a Gatorade type thing. And all that does gives you a little extra endurance. They're finding studies now where creatine is like protecting the brain. It has all these other cool side things, but it basically, the long and short of it is it pulls water into your muscles at a cellular level, and it allows you to work out longer or recover faster, etc. So that's the basics of that. That's the one thing that I'm missing from here. The one thing I am taking because of Retta, fiber supplement. I don't eat enough vegetables. I never have. Even now I'm eating like the minimum possible because that's just how I roll. These, and again, none of these are brands that I'm like recommending or selling or anything like that. Just find an equivalent that works for you, that makes sense, but you got to read labels for everything. So again, 5 grams per serving of gummies. So I pop 4 of these a day. It's 2 per, so I'm getting like 10 extra grams right there. It helps. It's definitely helping, and you just pop them in between a meal or when you get a meal or whatever. I personally have low vitamin D. A lot of people do these days, which is funny because I'm a ginger, and you would think if I went out in the sun for 5 minutes that everything would be all right, but here we are. Also having fatty liver, which I do, non-alcoholic fatty liver, it causes you to process vitamin D less. So I think that's part of the reason mine's so low. But if you take D3, you can't just take vitamin D. You have to have a K2 mix with it. So basically, like a lot of things in our life, when you take it, there's always a catch. Like basically the K2 is what allows the D3 to be taken in. So if you just eat a bunch of vitamin D and you're not taking K2 with it at the appropriate level, you're going to shit it out. It's not actually helping you. So make sure you find, I use this one, again, I know this dude's on YouTube. He has some interesting videos, on keto and whatever, but I use this product because the mixture, the ratio is actually already pre-correct. So I could take that daily and that handles my D3. I was having a lot of like bone pain, like my femurs actually hurt because my vitamin D was so damn low. Been on this for 2 months, 0 pain in my bones anymore. Magnesium glycinate, this helps major with the sleep. Again, didn't pick the brand because of any other reason than I was already buying the other one. Yeah, you definitely want this. It helps with your sleep. It helps regulate a lot of things. It has vitamin D and B in it, and B6 actually. And this is just a good supplement. I noticed this helps better than taking melatonin. It sounds funny. Melatonin gives you like that tired, like I need to sleep feeling, but this is like a natural feeling. It's hard to explain. Try it and you'll thank me later. Helps you sleep. Every morning when I wake up, again, I don't eat crap. I don't eat anything that I'm supposed to be eating, vegetable servings wise. And I know this isn't enough. This is like a serving, but it's got all the cool stuff like the spirulinas, the antioxidants, like all the really good stuff. So any kind of greens plus, greens blend that's pure, has those kind of things in it, that's good. I take this every morning when I wake up, and really it's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. So it's just trying to get that inflammation gone. And I know my blood pressure's down and my pulse is down, and I know a lot of it has to do with reducing inflammation as much as the Retta, as much as the working out, stuff like that. Protein, you want to get you a good protein. Don't buy anything that's less than 20 grams a serving. Again, I don't particularly care for this one. Probably not buy this one again. I don't like the flavor. You want to keep the calories around 100 or less, depending on how you're making it. I need calories with how I'm eating, so 110 is fine. I'll usually do one of these, sometimes a double a day, depending on where I am nutritionally. And if you can find one with BCAAs, your amino acids, that's golden too. If you don't, then you got to take BCAAs also. Those are a game changer, just for muscle growing. Because remember, we're not just cutting fat here, at least for me. I want to maintain the muscle while I'm doing it, or as close as possible. So good protein, 20 grams a serving or more. The cleaner, more isolated is, the better. And don't get anything that's like, I forget some of the freaking brands, but there's some crazy ones out there, like the Muscle Tech ones that have like 220 calories, 250 calories per serving. Nah, that's crazy, bro. And especially keep an eye on those sugars, right? Like this one has 2 grams of sugar. If you're seeing 5-10 grams of sugar, throw it right back on the damn shelf. And here's something newer, collagen peptides. And what's cool about this is it's basically just protein, right? It's a protein that you can add in, and it's low calorie. Look at that, low calorie, an extra 12 grams of protein. And what this does is it helps your skin, your joints, your nails, your hair, stuff like that. I've seen a mean different. I was getting really dried out, like dry elbows and stuff like that. Been on this stuff for a month. Major quality of life change with my skin stuff. So that's basically what I take on a daily basis for supplements. Nothing too crazy, nothing off the wall. I don't take any stimulants. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'll have an energy drink once a month if I'm absolutely dragging ass, but they don't really do anything for me. And I've always been kind of tachycardia, right? Like, so because of that, I've always had like, you know, my pulse is like 100 anyway, so I don't need to jack it up even higher. So I don't take anything else supplement wise than here. Now I do take TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, very low dose. And I've been on that for years. I actually started that, what, four years ago, I believe. And I'm going to do a whole video on TRT because I'm living proof that just getting on TRT does not change your life. If you sit there and you drink and you have bad habits, TRT does absolutely nothing but make you hold more water. I got up to 304 pounds. I wasn't going to the gym, looked like shit, felt like shit, sleep apnea, like all of it bad. I'm going to do a whole video on TRT, dosing, experience of that, etc. But as far as regular supplements, that's what the stack is, boys and girls. That's all I'm doing right now. So when you're watching me do these videos and give the updates, there you have it. And that's what I recommend. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Have the update video coming out for week 2 tomorrow, and y'all have a good week.